You guys are just gonna see my eyes for the entire session. I'm not showing you my mouth.
I mean, I feel like that's typical Rick POV anyways.
It's like a Wilson from Home Improvement.
Oh, I love it.
I respect it. I'm here for it. Okay, once everybody's on Fantasy Grounds. Okay, cool. I'll share the maps appropriately. I'm like so heartbroken that there was no sound last session, and that I should probably.
Oh my
check
gosh.
I'm checking right now.
Like
I'm checking right now.
When JJ pointed it out to me, I legit I was like, shut the fuck up. Like that's not even funny. And then I went and checked, and I cried. I was like, no. It was so fucking good.
Fucking Craig.
I
I'm blaming
know.
Craig.
Me too.
So there's one right here, but the outlets are really loose.
Mhm.
All of the outlets in the living room are loose, and it barely holds the thing.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a child.
I was gonna say, you have promiscuous outlets.
They work hard for their money.
Yeah, they're very experienced. Okay.
We don't judge here.
Not out loud.
Yeah, or like, so there's also an extension cord over here. Like, do you need to be on your phone is the question. Or what are you're plugging your laptop?
Yeah. She's dying.
She's dying. Okay.
She dying.
Hey.
So
Barely woke up in the first place.
she was half rolling death roll. So there's one there. It'll stay. Is that okay? Yeah.
It's so weird watching my movements like
A few
4
seconds. Yeah.
Hot. Was that you, Beck?
yeah.
That was relatively.
Lie.
What?
It was relatively subtle.
In my terms.
You know what? I like it. I can't burp to save my life.
I don't burp, I belch, so. Okay.
Alright. Would anybody like to volunteer for recap for player inspiration, since I'm a fucking idiot and didn't check to see if my OBS had not fucked me over by swapping the sound.
I am as well, but I can if people want a recap.
We got our asses handed to us by Stone Golem. Rick tried to
I could use an inspo.
almost did a self-sacrifice. And Katage got caught in the crossfire. After lying to Eowyn. How's that gonna feel on your conscience?
So we started at the top of round 4. Rick shoved the floating stone and it clattered to the floor. I'm feeling a sort of resistance or force. Are you?
My cat is causing problems. I apologize.
You're good.
Out of my face.
There was engraved runes on the bottom of the stone, which is interesting. And it looked like it was the same language as the slabs, Terran, if I said that right. Yeah, basically this golem is like hitting and dealing like 21 damage a hit. Not great. I saw a weird like transportation type thing from Jin. He like clapped his hands and there was like a dark mist and like a call of a raven. I have it in my notes as emo misty step, so that's fun.
It's accurate.
I like it.
Yeah. There is some confusion as to what the plan is. Eowyn hesitates to leave before, Rick is like, I have a plan, and Jake, no, and Contagious is like, just go, just trust us, or whatever. And Eowyn's like, okay, and she runs, and then what does Contagious go do? He runs his happy self back out into, but whatever.
I think it was Rick is right behind me. I swear.
Yeah. So yeah, Rick has master plan, and Contagious stays and backs him up. They both end up going down, having their own little flashy backs. Rick does a deal with the devil to nat 20 back up. While this is happening, Awen, Jin, and Jakos were running around. At least Jin and Jakos thought the plan was to keep leaving, but Awen was like, I have a feeling this connects, and just went down a corridor. She was right. But,
Beans.
you don't know that, yeah, I don't know why that came out like that. You don't know that. Anyways, Awen takes a corridor that she has a feeling connects back to the thing. Cat eventually natural 20s, a death save back up.
What are you
Then
talking about? I never went down.
yeah, I was gonna say
Like
no,
Joker.
Awen knows this. Then Rick lures the golem back to the place where all of the gunpowder was spilled, and lights it for a total of 72d6, which did 239 damage, with resistance did a total of 120 points of damage. But the dust settles. Rick and Contagious are both covered in dust and have a level of exhaustion.
Yes, very, very solid recap. That was such a good fucking session.
Too bad we don't have it.
I know. And just a quick refresher for Rick. Had you not made that deal with the devil, you guys would be meeting a new character tonight.
Yep.
Sorry, my children are still being chaos gremlins.
I like the
Very
new
fun.
character better than Rick.
Alright, now we get to torment Rick continuously.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So as the dust settles and the flames die down, Rick has basically succumbed to exhaustion, passing out next to the ball bearings that he had thrown down. How would you guys like to proceed?
Seeing the dust settle and the immediate threat gone, Awen will run up to Contagious, frantic. Are you okay? What happened? Where's Rick? Trying to assess the situation.
Yeah, I was like, Contagious is probably like on his ass against a wall right now, kind of leaning that direction. And as they get there, he's just gonna look and point in the other direction. Just go, Rick, that way, get him.
I assume, obviously, I didn't see any of them go down, but I can tell that they are worse for wear than when I saw at least Contagious in the other hallway. Yeah?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. He is very badly beaten and bruised. I'd say it's pretty bloodied up. You know, his eyes is starting to swell, black eye. Armor is a bit dented. And to put it nicely, he just looks like shit. He looks like he got the
Yeah.
absolute snot beat out of him.
Okay.
That's dedication to roleplay right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Take 6 points of healing.
Woo!
Awen is like frantically looking, just kind of like plants her hands on his shoulders and does that, and then probably actually yells for Jakos before continuing off to find. Oh wait, we're out of initiative, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Stop it. Untarget. And finding Rick and doing the same. Except he's unconscious, correct?
Correct.
Pew. Wake up! Wake up and smell the roses.
So how trashed is that room?
At 8 points of healing.
He finishes the job. The room is the walls and everything are still standing. You see that there is like soot and burn marks on pretty much all of the walls. Bits of the stone have kind of chipped away, and there is debris all over the floor. Ash, rubble, bits of blood. And then the remnants of the stone golem as it fell and shattered, kind of strewn about the room.
So even with that healing, Rick doesn't wake up.
Yeah.
Rick.
Get me the frick out of here.
She will help him up and be like, let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So, question. As you said, Denali, you said that only a certain amount of the gunpowder blew up, right? Not all of it? Can I pick up the remaining bags that did not blow up?
Absolutely. Let me go back to my notes because I wrote down.
It was 72
I don't know
D6.
how much
That meant it
was
was
already-
36 bags. But I think there should be 10 left. Because I put down 46.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I got 4 bags.
Okay. Go ahead and put that back in your inventory.
Okay, I'll do that. So, as I'm assuming Rick would kind of be like asking Awen to like help him walk a bit. He's just even with
While
the
he's
healing,
trying to
completely out
not
of it.
walk, but instead pick up the gunpowder.
So when we get to that middle room, he'll kind of like get down on his knees and just like scurry like a little rat, collecting all of the remaining bags. He'll probably pick up a couple of them that exploded, and he's like, oh, okay. And I'll pick up the remaining 10, and I'll be like, I'm leaving, and he's just gonna. Yeah.
When Awen leaves to go over to Rick, Contagious is just gonna look over to Jacos, give like a thumbs up, just be like, didn't even break a sweat, as he kind of just slumps further into the ground.
He's just looking down at you.
Shaking his head.
Just non-verbal, just shame, just no.
I can't find anything without your glasses.
I love Velma. Okay. Are we heading back to the inn?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, it all depends.
I mean, we're heading out of here. Let's
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
Once
Let's
we
get
leave-
at least to the office.
Once we get to the office, Rick's gonna kind of just head out of the building and start booking it straight to Jen's house.
Rick.
Did you ever check that door that the golem came from?
Oh no, and
We
we didn't
didn't.
actually read what was on the stone either.
Like, I know Rick's in a hurry to get out of here, but there's
Yeah,
two
Rick's
little
leaving.
things we could do.
I
But
think Awen's totally fine with the getting the fuck out of there, even if there is still stones left unturned.
yeah, I don't have the vision to have noticed either of those things, so if no one else is doing it, I'm just leaving.
Did Jacos see the writing on the stone?
Nope,
Could Jake? No.
nope. Didn't the stone didn't flip over the writing until you and me were the only ones in the room.
Darn it.
Say that last part again. I'm so sorry.
We were talking about who saw the writing on the stone, but it was just me and Rick.
Yeah, but nobody went and looked.
Well,
at
yeah, and I barely noticed it, but I did notice it. Yeah, but all your ball bearings in the way. Nah, fuck that shit.
Okay.
Get out of here before Rick summons another golem.
Okay, so you guys are heading back up to the office, and Rick, you're going to make a break for the door?
Rick, wait. Where are you going?
What, Awen? I just want to get out of here.
We need to figure out where. Where is out of here? Are we going back
I'm
to
going
the
to
swinging
Jen's.
sword?
I'm going to
Jen's?
Jen's. I don't want to go back to swinging sword. I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. We need to get somewhere where no one is at.
Awen is processing and she looks to the rest of the group to see what their opinion is.
Not a terrible idea. I doubt anybody's going to be around there.
I love Jacob's is there, by the way.
Can you guys hear Cass?
No.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Do I finally get a say now?
No. What's up? What's up, buddy?
I'm all ears,
What?
Jacob.
I realize this situation has majorly sucked. But before leaving the office, let's just take a fucking second and talk about this as a group. If somebody makes a decision, other people aren't happy, and then we get fucked as evidence of what just happened.
Kind of like looks down at his feet and kind of wiggles his toes a bit.
I think Jen's house could be a good idea. We didn't come here with the cart, correct? We walked from the swinging sword.
Correct.
Yeah, we left the cart there.
I don't see why. I mean, there's no worry of them continuing to stake out Jen's house. It might be a place where we are not expected, and that could be to our benefit.
The first question being, who is Jen and why is her house free of being spied upon? Why do we just have somebody's house to go to?
Jen, was one of the people that, one of the locals that we had to bury.
He was my friend.
We mentioned, Bodhi fell, Septhis, our old companion. If he wasn't around that long, but, and Jen, who we had originally been trying to help, but we weren't able to. But like Rick said, her house is vacant, so we would assume.
Probably be the best place to talk without anybody listening.
That's a good point.
I don't want to get swept up with no more broads, so.
Okay.
You sure Girth is still available?
Group up and hit it till it dies!
I mean, we are above table. We are wasting 5 rooms at Kalisa's Inn.
That we're not paying for.
Correct. We're wasting money for her.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
Wow. Way to make us feel like assholes.
No, I'm fine with it.
But the people that moved all the bodies onto the altars are keeping watch on our movements.
I was say, if anybody was looking for us, I'm pretty sure the swinging sword is the first place they're gonna look. Might be good to be somewhere else.
I'm not going back to Swinging Sword. You guys can do that. I'm gonna be at Jen. I'll figure out a way in, and you can come and get me.
I don't think we should split up. Are there anyone opposed to going to Jen's house?
Now that I know what we're doing, no.
All right.
And
Let's get out of
would
here.
Agree. Wherever you guys go, he feels that he needs to be with you.
All right.
1 hour later.
And maybe let's actually make sure we're not being hailed this time. Jokingly nudges Contagious.
What?
It's the point. First of the point.
Okay, so as you guys make your way out of the office, are we locking the door behind us? What is the plan with that? And then I will need perception checks from everybody, please.
I don't know if we plan on coming back, but does anyone have any means of, like, maybe not a trap, but something that, like, if we were to come back, we would know someone had been through?
It's too bad you've used all of your ball bearings.
I have another set actually.
Oh, that's right. I didn't want to know
Yeah,
that.
Jin
I was
had-
just me being
or
a
not
dumbass.
Jin. This had 2 sets of 1,000 on them.
That's right.
Do we even think it's worth it? Or should we just go?
Let's just go.
Yeah.
All right. Probably lock the door and everything, just cause. But perception check.
Yes, and Contagious and Rick, you are both at disadvantage.
What the shit? What did Jacobs get?
Oh, so we'll go to the 15.
Still not bad. Jacob's got a 14. I should probably roll.
One with
for
disadvantage. That's high.
Jen. Yeah, that's actually really not bad.
Clears.
And then Jen with a 16. Okay. As you guys make your way out of the office, the ground squelches a bit under your step as the rain continues to drizzle down.
Rain.
I almost started singing Hillary Duff, but I will not subject you guys to that. The streets appear to be pretty empty. You can see the. Let me bring this map back up.
What time is it?
Right now, it is early afternoon.
Okay.
Also, do bedrolls have like sheets?
I picture it
What
like
exactly
a sleeping
is-
bag.
Like a
It's like-
sleeping
Yeah.
bag? Okay. Rick's gonna pop out his sleeping bag and hand it to Jacobs and say, cover yourself. I remember you don't like rain.
Aww.
That's really cute.
He's trying to make up for everything he just did.
I know. 17 is the highest. Okay. Jacobs will remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Well,
It doesn't appear that anybody is watching you. Occasionally, as you're walking from the stoneworks to Jin's, you'll see somebody hurrying into one of the buildings. Mostly the inn and the helm. You might see a couple people at the wagon wheels. Wagon works, or at the smithy, rushing inside, or as you walk by, looking your direction and then going back to their business. But it doesn't appear that anybody is watching or following. Getting to Jen's. The door remains unlocked as you had left it the last time you were here. Quickly stepping inside with your perceptions, everything appears to be as it was when you left it. There's a little bit of a smell starting to permeate the air. Not putrid, and it's not overwhelming, but it is noticeable as the dirty dishes and mugs of half-drink tea and things of that sort continue to sit unattended and unkempt.
could you move
I'd imagine Rick would be the first one to go in, and even through his exhaustion, he's gonna just start tidying up the place, up the dishes, the furniture. Go ahead.
Sorry. And what was it that you were saying, Jacobs?
Could you move the party token, please?
Absolutely. Alright, so Rick is tidying up. And you guys did not lock the door at the stoneworks?
I think we
I
did.
think we did. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Granted, I don't think that's going to do much, but
Right.
makes us feel better.
Did we sort out if that was the only one in and out of that system?
We didn't see another entrance.
No. Because the only two paths we didn't take were the loop that we ended up fighting the golem in, so I didn't see any.
There was a
Other ways in.
small, we got the sense it wasn't really like another entrance, but just like a little cupboard almost that the golem came out of, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't really investigate it.
Alcove.
So maybe there was an entrance there, maybe there was something more hidden that we missed, but no definite back entrance or anything.
No. Not that we could find.
Please. Oh my
Sorry.
God. Sorry, excuse me.
If that question was asked, are you asking? Is somebody gonna ask that to the party? Like to roleplay it
Yes.
out?
Ask what? About
That
the
question.
Sure.
So Rick will say, I'm not sure, but when I initially pushed the stone, the golem came. And when I got into the room, there was a door that was slightly open. So maybe some stones unlock doors? That's the only thing that I
Possibility.
can think of. So maybe one of the stones in that far room does something similar, but I'm not going back down there to check.
I was literally just about to say, well, Rick, you want to go back and take a look?
I feel like that place, obviously for the characters it's cursed, but above the table I feel like it's kind of cursed too. So as Rick is hiding up, what is everybody else doing?
Awen will go around and make sure Jacos and Jen don't need any healing. Make sure everyone's, you know, good. Before trying to see if there's anything in the cupboard that might make an okay lunch, or at least make tea for everyone.
Is there a fireplace or wood stove or anything in
There is like a cooktop stove. I don't know what it's called, but where you like it's like an iron stove.
A stovetop?
Kind of, yeah, where you open the iron body of it and put the wood in there to start the fire, and then the metal on top where it heats and you can cook from
Okay.
there.
It's
So
a wood stove, but
yeah.
you use that for cooking. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Thank you for my brain. So as you make your way into the kitchen, there's not a lot of food that has not perished. There are 8 rations, and then there are 3 jars, like glass jars that have different herbs and stuff in them. Awen, you know enough about herbs and teas and everything like that, that these are teas of sort. One is a mint tea, one is a chamomile lavender, and then the other is some kind of herbal tea.
Awen will put on the chamomile, and get that started, and then start wandering around the house in the places that she wouldn't have like wandered, obviously, when she was a guest there. But now that it's empty, you know, check out. I know Rick was back there, but this is her first time being there since everything. So she's going ahead and taking stock of what is the house like, what is the layout, you know, just kind of like wandering, looking around, taking everything in.
Okay. So it's a very small and modest house. It's pretty much like an open floor plan. So you guys had walked in and there was the mismatched furniture, the love seat and cushion chair. To the left of that, in the kitchenette area, there's a small wash bin, almost like a kitchen sink setup, with the wood stove just to the right of that, and then the dining table with the 4 chairs. On the right-hand side of the home is a bedroom that is sectioned off by hanging curtains. Beyond the curtains, there's a simple straw mattress bed with just your run-of-the-mill bedding. It's not anything fancy or crazy. And then a small nightstand that has an oil lantern on it, a single drawer. And so the nightstand, it has the single drawer and then the open space underneath, and there are clothes and things that are folded up underneath the drawer.
Edwin will, not really expecting anything of it, but just like kind of out of an absent curiosity, open the drawer, see if there's anything in there.
Okay. What you find in there is a small locket. When you open it, it's just a small silver locket, no engravings or designs on it. When you open it, there's not anything inside. It's just a simple silver locket. There is a quill and extra jar of ink. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, please.
Beep, 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 beep.
As you pull these items out and kind of graze your fingers along the edges absent-mindedly, kind of replaying the events that had just taken place, you feel the bottom of the drawer kind of not give way, but tilt under your touch and realize that this is a false bottom.
Bum, bum, bum.
Awen will lift or remove the thing to access the hidden compartment.
As you remove the false bottom, on the bottom of the false bottom, you see both scratched into the bottom as well as drawn on with ink the same symbols that were almost erratically drawn in her notebook. The earth symbol with some swirled patterns. Beneath that in the drawer itself, you find some parchments, pages that appear to have been torn out of the book. Looking at these pages, you see what appears to be poorly drawn music sheets.
I think Awen realizes this and is kind of like in her own world processing, and then she hears like the scream of the kettle or something and like is immediately brought back and puts the false bottom back on, still having like the papers and everything. Is that the only other thing that was in there?
Yes.
Close the drawer and walk out to the open area to where Rick is. Does this sheet music look like it has a title? Was it very obviously like handwritten?
It is very clearly handwritten. It's very obvious that these pages have been torn out of something, out of a book, out of a journal, out of something. But it's very rudimentary. So you would see like the bars and then the music notes. There's no verbiage, there's no title, no identifying anything.
I imagine Rick has like pulled up a chair and is standing on the chair to do the dishes or whatever he is doing. And she will hesitantly approach, kind of just holding them in her hands. Rick, you can read music, right?
I should be able to, yes. And he's still just looking at the dishes, washing them. Why do you ask?
Found this. And she will extend it to Rick.
Does he have any, like, if he's looking at it, does he recognize anything in particular? Like, does anything jump out to him?
Just giving it a quick look? No.
He'll find it very intriguing. He'll put down the dishes, maybe grab a towel, wipe his hands, step off of the chair and take them to the table, study them.
To our knowledge, Jen didn't play any instruments, did she?
Not that you're aware of.
In her bedroom, or her area, in the drawer, the drawer had a false bottom. The earth symbol was carved into it, but there was also this. Thought you'd want to see it.
Thank you. He'll take them to the table. Is there any sort of roll that I can do to see if I like know the tune or anything?
Are Are you just reading it, or do you try to play it?
I would try to look at the notes, see if I recognize the tune first.
Alright, go ahead and give me a history check.
And I got disadvantage too.
You can use an
I'm gonna use
inspiration
guidance
to
with
negate-
this.
Okay. So a 14. Give me just a moment. Start responding to something really quick. So you got a 14. As you take these pages, the first thing that catches your attention before you even begin to pick apart the notes on the sheet is that these papers feel almost identical to what your fingers have felt all those times you've scoured Jin's journal. As you begin to study the notes on the paper, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Three.
This is not with disadvantage, right? Or is it?
Let me double check. I don't think so. I think it's just ability checks. Oh my god, where's my thing?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it's just ability checks. Let me know your result while I'm looking at this double check.
13.
What the highest you've ever rolled for that?
What was that?
I think so. I think so.
It's only been
Shut up.
single digits from what I remember.
Oh, this is
Yes,
great.
it always has been.
Looking over the music, there's a pain in your chest as at first these notes hold no familiarity to you. But as you slow down a little bit and really think, you begin to sing along with it in your head. And the realization that you've heard this before hits. Tracing the pages with your fingers and singing this song to yourself in your mind. The world around you whizzes, almost like a cyclone. You find yourself standing at the edge of a vast chasm, cracked open like a wound in the earth. Jagged obsidian pillars rise from below like crooked ribs, and there's a soft wind that blows through the hollow, carrying the sound of a harp playing this exact song. The strings hum almost as if they're being plucked by unseen fingers, vibrating with something ancient and mournful, yet hauntingly beautiful. A fear and uncertainty begins to swell in the pit of your stomach, but you feel drawn. You can actually hear the music around you as you come back into reality. The visions fading, but the music remains. A voice in your mind, sing-songy, Not all who fall are lost. Not all silence is still. Find me, and I am yours. As the music continues to play, no longer in your head. The rest of you watch as Rick is studying the pages, as his eyes glaze over, and he begins to look around through each of you, as though he is momentarily somewhere else.
Shit, we lost him again.
I'll say probably doesn't even face Contagious. Just,
And as you snap back to reality, Rick. the
Oops,
music
there goes gravity.
God damn it. I was so close to posting the game. He beat to it.
I'll be quicker than that.
Hey.
Is this the same? Is this the same song that I heard at the very session 1, basically,
Yes.
as we were heading toward away from?
I was wondering when that was going to pop back up.
Yes, it is.
Just so you're repetitive.
Okay.
You should play it.
Oh,
Yeah. Fuck around and find out.
This song would kind of be permanently in my head now, right? Like I could just whip it out and not even have to look at the music.
Yeah, you could. But not just that. At least for the time being, you actually hear it. No one else around you does. And it's one of those things that it's always just on the edge of your peripheral. So if you hear it and you turn to find it, it turns with you. Just
Turns with me.
ever out of reach.
Rick will scour for his unfinished bagpipes and is like, oh man, I can't play it on these. So he'll pull out his lyre, and he'll just start playing along with it. And let's see how crappy it is. Let's see.
while he's doing this, Awen
Oh my God,
has
it's
returned
terrible.
back to. He has poured everyone some and is passing around cups.
I'd imagine Rick is just you see Rick kind of just playing his lyre, kind of walking around in circles, looking for it, he's trying to play to kind of catch up to it, and he can't. He's bumping in
he's
the chairs
officially
and
lost
stuff,
it.
Yeah.
and I'd imagine he's only listening to the music in his head. So if anyone tries to talk to him, he's completely oblivious to it.
Yeah, when Awen hands out the tea, Contagious is going to give a little nod and thanks. Look over to Rick. Look back. Did you check him for a concussion or something? It was a pretty big explosion.
I'm fairly certain both of you are concussed. That's why you need to drink this.
I'm fine. Everything went flawlessly.
Jay's gonna poke him right where he got hit by the thing.
I love poking where the dent in the armor is.
I was gonna say, didn't his armor go in on him?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What? That's what the armor's there for. That's what it's supposed to do.
Not if it goes too much. Oh,
I'm fine. It's only slightly hard to breathe.
Oh, it's a good thing you're saving up.
Someday. He just kind of looks off to the corner of the room.
There's just this angelic harmonic sound in your mind is he's looking off, and all of you just see as he just but for Contagious,
God, we're all
it's
hearing
just,
music in our
that
head, guys.
armor, that armor just kind of floats down from the heavens on heavenly clouds and just sheens.
Well, I was thinking with the tiny angel wings.
Yeah.
Little wings coming out of that armhole.
Yes.
Oh god.
This entire time, Jacobs has started a fire in the oven.
And say that's what Awen used to make the tea, so she'll thank him.
Contagious found whatever, if there's a chair or a comfy spot on the floor, that's where he's sitting.
Who, me?
Yes.
My face wasn't sarcastic.
It felt a little sarcastic.
Oh, it didn't mean to be.
My face didn't mean it.
That's just my face.
I mean,
Out of the two of us, I'm the one who needs to fix my face.
well, you need to fix your face. I just have no control over mine, as we have seen.
Oh man.
So, Awen is content to let Rick do his thing. He seems like he is going to be doing that for a minute. But while that is happening, Awen will kind of look around. Not really to anyone in particular, but just kind of like almost asking to herself, what's our next step then?
Well, same plan, different day. I don't think we're really up for any more fun today, but we could still follow the cultists out of town tomorrow.
Looking at the map, where's the thing? Is there a window that faces this way? Like, slightly north through the gap in the trees right there?
So there is a window, but what you would be able to see would basically, let me draw this line for you.
I think we're in one of the worst houses.
Really, yeah, it would be really, really difficult to see because you've got all the foliage there, and then of course the other houses and stuff there. So there's not a clear line of sight from the house.
Okay, as it gets later into the night, I'm gonna keep looking at that window and see if I even see, like, torchlight in the distance. Like, moving in the direction that Gus told us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna take off my armor and start using my hammer to undent it.
Okay. And I'm not gonna make you roll for that. As much as I would love to, our shit and giggle rolls
What-
don't usually go well for you guys.
Would mending work?
It's
With
not
that-
really broken. I just have to bend it back into shape. It didn't like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not actually damaged. Really, I'm just shaping it up
Well,
again.
darn it, man! I want to help you.
But to answer your question, it would.
Oh,
I got that.
as I could see as Contagious is like banging on this thing, maybe Rick, when he stops playing, he'll just like cast mending so that Contagious thinks that he fixed it, but it was actually me.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
First, Awen makes him think that he won the
Yeah, I think you're fine,
arm
buddy.
wrestling.
I think you're good.
I forgot about that. Oh my god, that was so much fun.
You still beat my person.
Oh,
That's
see it.
amazing. So Contagious, as you're diligently, as you can in your current state, hammering things out, you feel like you're making progress, and then with one good punk, the dent that you were working out almost just pops out from the force of your hammer.
Huh. Neat. Doesn't question it.
He says, I still got it, bitches.
Oh, I have a question. Did my shield come pre-charged?
Let me double check. I think it did. Let me double check if I put notes on it.
So I remember I had charges.
DJ, do you want a water bottle? Do you want a water bottle?
Sure.
Be right back.
Yeah, I believe it
Okay, and then it needs sunlight, right, to recharge, if I remember right?
Somebody pull a keyleth and just conjure the sun.
Wait, that. Why is that way? Hold on. Because it's
Andy,
showing
I
wonky.
forget. Do you know Campaign 2? Or are you watching it now?
What's up?
Do you know Campaign 2? Or are you watching it now?
No, I have finished campaign 2.
Excellent. I'm going to send you a TikTok, and it's glorious.
Yeah, I plan on starting campaign 3 sometime soon, but I just wanted to take a break because I was no life in campaign 2 to finish it.
Yeah, so it does need. I'm gonna have to edit this in the Fantasy Grounds one, but yeah, it'll need for every 8 hours that it's exposed to direct sunlight, 1 charge is regained.
Okay, because I looked at my description and I'm like, that's not what I remember it saying. So I was like, I know there's
Yeah.
sunlight and
Yeah.
charges, and unfortunately it's raining right now.
Go ahead and roll a d4 for me, please.
Boop, 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 boop. No, get back.
Alright, so it currently has 2 charges.
I will put that in my notes.
And I will edit and modify this for you so it'll be good for next week.
Above table, I don't really have any more RP left. If we want, when everyone's ready, if we wanted to skip to the next day.
Craig and restart them. And just when you upload it, just split it into 2 files. This first one actually might fail out on you.
Oh god.
I had something similar happen to me, and when I went to download the file, it just wouldn't download it.
Really?
So yeah,
Motherfucker.
I would stop and restart it, and then upload like part 1, part 2, or something.
Okay.
If part 1 even downloads.
Now recording.
We go, and let me check, make sure my stream is back up. Okay, cool. It should be.
There goes my crystal clear volume, at least.
Yes. Okay, so while you guys are getting back into Fantasy Grounds, I will long rest you.
What was that?
But
And exhaustion goes away, right? At long
long
rest.
rest, yeah.
Perfect.
Look at him.
I know I'm not streaming this for you guys. If you guys want the music, let me know and I can stream it for you. If not, I'm going to change it for myself regardless. Oh, let me make sure that my OBS didn't reset. Cool.
It probably did.
Yeah, it probably did. I would just recheck all the
That's
audio
what I'm
on
doing
it.
right now. Because with my luck,
What the fuck?
cool.
What the fuck?
Fuck.
Fucking Discord crashed. Oh my god, I'm Andy tonight.
Yeah, I can't find the game in Fantasy
Hey, whoa.
Grounds.
Really?
Whoa,
All right,
Phil.
let me close it down and restart.
Yeah.
Holy vey. I don't even know, like, Daniel didn't lose internet, and the puppy's not down there, so we didn't knock anything.
What's going on?
I have to
Everything's
close
broken.
down and then relaunch Fantasy Grounds. Okay, it is launching now. Give it just a minute. While we're waiting, Jacobs, are you going to trance for the first half or the second half of the evening?
Second half, because I wanted to see if those torches walk by.
Alright. Then what we are going to do, Fantasy Grounds is still launching. It's taken just a minute, so bear with it. When you get back on, I will have you do the perception check. But I am going to do this for the second half of the rest while we are waiting and Fantasy Grounds is still launching. In fact, let me move this over here real quick. So
Yeah, you
By the
guys
way,
will see. Oh,
Go ahead.
you guys will see what is a familiar sight at this point of Awen set up her candle and do her thing. Just as a routine type thing.
And Awen, tonight you get no response at all.
I don't know if that's good or not.
Only time will tell. Jacobs, after whatever you do or do not discover during your watch, the excitement of the day and all of the different leads and everything that have kind of been cycling through your mind, you succumb to the need to sleep. For all of you, sleep does not find you. It claims you. There's no sense of slipping and drifting. Only an absence where consciousness should be. In a moment that is both instant and infinite, your bodies lie still in Kitty! In Red Larch. Yet, you find yourself standing together in a place that is unbound by space and time.
Oh,
You okay?
I'm fine. She's like freaked out for no reason.
She feels it coming. Fantasy Grounds is back
That's
up.
what they said?
The sky above you is fractured. It's like a cracked mirror that stretches from one horizon to the next. Each shard drifts lazily, spreading apart. Between the cracks of the shards, a swirling tempest of color and darkness, like oil and void fighting for space. Thunder echoes behind the lights, but there's no sun. There's no moon. Only the illusion of a sky that is breaking apart into luminous pieces. The ground beneath you is not firm, and it does not settle. It shifts. Sand in one moment, then polished stone, wet mud, then ash. It's not the texture that catches you off guard, but the sensation. The ground seems to breathe, having a life of its own, as pulse thuds in time with something ancient secretly beneath the surface. You see one another, 5 figures standing roughly in a circle, each one of you outlined by a different hue. Watery blue, fire red, stone brown, wave green, and shadow black. In this moment, you know without speaking that you are here and you are together for a reason. As this realization sets in, the sound began. Not from the sky, but from the depths below. Dong, Dum. 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 A heartbeat made from thunder that echoes from the deepest cavern in the world. The ground quakes and a shape rises in the horizon, a silhouette larger than any mountain, a shadow without detail that grows taller and wider with each pulse. The ground splits in an instant as you guys are divided. Beneath you is an eye, colossal and lidless. It doesn't blink, it just watches. You feel its gaze crawl into your soul and begin to twist around and manipulate. Then everything falls apart. Each of you are pulled downwards, backwards, sideways, all around, into your own shattered mirror. Jacos. You tumble through the black waves. No surface, no bottom. Salt fills your lungs, but you don't drown. Not yet, anyway. Shapes begin to swirl in the deep, ghostly and silent. The light above quickly vanishes, and from the dark, a figure coalesces before you. A woman, her body made of flowing water. Beautiful, but her face is etched in sadness. Her hair trails around her like kelp in the tide. She reaches a hand towards you and speaks softly. While underwater, her voice is not warped at all. Her words are clear. The water has chosen you, Jacos. You are its hands. But you have a choice. Will you cleanse the rot or become a drowned prophet once more? A storm breaks above as the sea continues to crash around you. The lightning reveals the silhouette of a man standing just above the surface of the raging sea, just out of reach. His body is beautiful. Flowers and foliage bloom forth from him. A sight that is gorgeous, a stark contrast to the storming sea. But there's an anguish in his face as his mouth emits a silent scream. Whatever he is saying is drowned out by the crash of ocean. Only one word is able to be made out. Llewellyn. Over and over.
What the squeak?
This figure, I'm so sorry, reaches down for you, and you reach back towards it. Something from beneath pulls you down. You watch yourself, eyes wide, thrashing, fighting, as...
Really quickly, did you remember to restart the stream?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And Craig. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. As quickly as I threw it, he went and got it.
Oh, the timing was
Timing is
amazing.
impeccable.
I'm such a mom. Like I've learned to just tune that out, so I wasn't even paying attention. I'm so sorry. As you see yourself thrashing and fighting, you watch as the ocean forces its way into your lungs. Bubbles begin to rise as your mouth opens in a final breath. that only darkness and stillness. I'm so sorry. Awen.
Oh.
You find yourself kneeling in a grove of crystal trees. Their trunks hum with music, soft vibrating tones that buzz in your teeth. The air is pure, electrified with tension. Around you, 4 forms take shape, encircling you. To the left, a figure made of flickering flames, eyes blazing, no pun intended. Burn with us. Become fire incarnate. To the right, a swirl of feathers and wings, always moving. The voice is airy and light. Let the skies carry you where stone cannot. Behind you, a silent rising wave with a woman's face inside. As the wave crashes to the ground, the sea needs your strength. Before you, the ground lifts, shaping into a golem of stone and moss, its low voice steady and gravelly. You were born of earth. Stand with us, and we shall not break. These 4 figures begin to close in around you, almost pressing in on you, constricting your breath. From above, light begins to trickle down, and a 5th shape begins to take form. A silver and radiant, neither mortal nor elemental. The familiar voice. The choice is yours, and yours alone. Choose wisely, Awen. What has been set in motion cannot be easily stopped. The grove trembles around you as the world once more begins to shatter.
Oh man, the cinematic timing.
He's fired. As the oh my god. As it
I
shatters.
was thinking the same thing, JJ. I was like, shit, did I accidentally give a psychedelic tea? Like, what the fuck?
I'm so sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
As the world around you begins to shatter, and these 5 figures continue to press in on you, you throw your head back, and something within you takes control. Your voice echoes from your own lips, speaking words that you do not recognize. A language that feels older than time. Rick, you find yourself alone, walking the path of burning coals. The heat blisters your skin, but you do not stop. Around you, a village burns. Homes collapse into ash. Voices scream and vanish. You don't recognize any of these homes or any of the faces, but your heart insists that they are known. Ash falls like snow, obscuring your vision, but you push on. The screams and the crackling fire fade into the distance. You find yourself enshrouded in darkness and ash. You see it. A throne made of black iron, bone, and ember. You feel it burn with a hunger, drawing you nearer. Upon the throne sits a figure of fire, crowned in smoke, with a smile as sharp as a knife. You have tasted wrath. You have burned and not been consumed. But the fire remembers where you do not, as it begins to laugh, taunting, teasing. Will you wield it, or will it consume you? As these last words escape the fiery lips, smoke consumes you and forms a vision. A temple inside a volcano. Robed figures chanting, dancing wildly around the flowing lava before leaping into the lava itself. One of these figures turns and catches your eye. It's your face, laughing, chanting, dancing. You find yourself drawn to the edge of the volcano. Before you, a shimmering form, unlike the others. This one glistens, and the shadow stretches impossibly long. The figure turns, and you see Lyra, laughing maniacally, before she leaps into the flowing lava. Contagious. You stand on a platform made of pure wind, far above the clouds. Lightning races across the sky towards a storm bird larger than any dragon. Taking flight, it circles you slowly, watching. The voice is light and breathy, but there is a heavy undertone. We gave you wings, Contagious, but fire has touched your heart. Will you fly, or will you fall with the ash? With a flap of the wings, you feel yourself knocked from the pedestal of clouds, falling endlessly. Below you, two armies clash, air and flame, each tearing the sky apart with their spells. They chant your name like a war cry. Your body crashes between them, and they converge on you. You feel the heat and the pressure as they lash out, gripping, pulling, dragging. Then Yesenia's voice. You must choose, Contagious. Protect freely. Let it flow. But do not lose control. The dragon screeches before it dives, face first, down into you. Its snout piercing your chest, and you find yourself enshrouded by darkness. You are all pulled back, as if reeled upward by invisible threads, returning to the cracked platform in the void. Now surrounding you are 5 elemental gates. One glowing red, one pulsing in blue, one swirling in green, one strong and steady in brown, one black that hums faintly. 4 masked figures rise above the gates, almost prophetic. In unison they speak. The balance is shattered. The bonds are undone. The keys are stolen, and the prophets have awakened. The gates below will be open. Their eyes lock onto the 5 of you as they point a finger. You are chosen, not by fate, but by war itself. This moment implodes as you all jolt awake back in Jen's home in Red Larch. Your skin is cold, your mouths are dry. But in your hand, each of you finds a smooth crystal shard that faintly pulses.
Is it black?
Let me fix this.
But we're all holding on to dildos.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Jesus.
And I typed up notes for that.
Must
so
have been a fun night
I
last
will
night,
post
guys.
that for you guys. It's not going to be verbatim for what was just
Right.
said. I use it more as a guideline, but I will post that for you. What I am going to do is I'm going to
Shard's
send
black.
each of you. One of them is black.
We're all it's all the colors that we saw in the one. Okay.
So this one is going.
I think Awen startles awake, finding something in her hand, processing what that is and what's in her hand. She just chucks it across the room, like almost scared of it.
Also, before I forget, Jacobs, I need a perception check for you, please, for the
That's
one you were
right.
taking prior to this, since we kind of did it backwards because Vanity Grounds wanted to be a twat.
Amazing.
Nothing
Mhm.
of interest catches your eyes.
The wind picks up and the trees are swinging. I don't see shit. I'm getting distracted by Contagious hammering out his chest plate. Aowen sitting in the corner, just like,
Staring at a candle.
yeah. That's happening. That's happening. Hey,
Rick is manic cleaning / humming.
yeah.
I'd imagine when Rick wakes up, he he'll think he has a flute or something in his hand, and he'll be like, "Oh, cool." He'll start to like put it up to his mouth to play it.
When you said that, my mind went to "Good morning, Contagious." I blame the beef first. I blame the beef. I'm so sorry.
I blame the beef. Oh shit.
I think Jay would just have tears streaming down his face. Just silently, like no emotion on his face, just sobbing.
I'm sobbing. Yeah, me too, Denali.
He'll just
Oh my fucking god, that hurts more than mine.
Oh, also something of note as you all awaken, and not to interrupt, but when we get there, you'll notice that Jin is not with you. What is in his place is a
Ruby and
small
doll.
sprinkling of almost like black glitter and a singular black feather.
Dude's discovered fantasy microplastics. I don't know what everyone else is doing, but I think Awen chucks something across the room, and the room that they are in is suddenly entirely too small, and
gonna bolt out the door.
she gets up and she looks like she was on a bedroll on the floor. You know, she gets up, she looks like she doesn't know what she's going to do next. Before she does, she just walks out the door. She's not running. It doesn't look like she is necessarily has a destination in mind, but she exits the building.
Okay.
What happened to the shard in her hand when she threw it?
It clatters against the wall and the floor.
Didn't break or anything?
I sure hope not. That would
There's just an
shiny new toy D
explosion.
gives us.
Aw,
She's doing some-
flashback to the drift globe.
I was like, Contagious, having
So,
woke up with it, is probably just kind of like hovering it between his hands because it apparently floats above his hand, which is cool. And is just kind of staring at it and probably like lightly prodding it with like little bits of static from his hands as it kind of just floats between them. It's just kind of like not really paying attention to anything else in the room, just staring at it as it goes back and forth in his hands.
Emotional damage. Where the fuck is it?
did we all end up with one?
Kind of just snap out of it and look up. And I'll just hold my hand out, but mine's floating like 2 inches above my hand.
Emotional damage.
God damn it.
Sorry, it took me a second to find it.
Yeah, I
That's what
thought we
she
had
said.
it.
I hope not.
That's what he said.
That he still
Yeah,
never
no,
found it.
Awen, did you take the locket out of Jen's drawer? Or did you just take the
Above
papers?
above table, no.
Yeah.
But Awen didn't mention anything about a locket at all.
Yeah.
And for reference, we only each saw the parts where we were either all there or our individual parts. We did not see
Correct.
everyone else's individual
Oh,
people.
they were fucking like corded and drawn away from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you would
Okay.
have seen that as each of you basically, like, as you were pulled apart with the world essentially crumbling beneath you and above you and just all around. I think that, like, you would have seen, like, little hints. Like, there would have been, like, splashes of water coming up from where Jacos was, and then, like, a falling of leaves and fire and wind and a little bit of like, silver glow kind of just cluster fucking from where Awen was pulled, and then bits of fire and ash from where Rick was pulled. You guys would have seen shadow from where Jin was pulled, shadow and darkness, and then of course fire and storm clouds from Contagious.
Is the song still like playing in my head? In
It
Rick's
is
head?
not
this
in
morning?
your head, but it is still playing. It's so I think the best way to describe it is like our inner voice when we're thinking versus hearing ourselves speak when we talk. It's like you're listening to yourself talk rather than in your mind. So you can actually hear the music, but no one else can. And it seems to be sourceless. Does that make sense?
So, the fuck? The fuck?
As tradition takes me, none of us know what the heck to do now.
Everyone's outside,
Like, what?
or so you hope.
after,
Are you
after like a
stopping?
moment,
Jay would
Whoop.
have collected itself, but like tears still coming
I'm
out of his eyes.
sobbing over that.
Like literally when you just can't stop crying, but you feel
Yeah,
feel nothing behind it.
yeah.
how's Rick looking?
Is haunted a good word?
Yeah, probably.
Did that exhaustion go away?
It did. It did. But it's strange because for each of you, mechanically, the exhaustion is no longer in effect, but you still feel utterly drained.
I'm gonna get up and go after Awen to check on her, seeing these two kind of lost in their own thoughts for the time being.
Rick will probably collect the throne shard. And bring it to Awen too.
He's asleep. He has dreams. Sorry, the Great Dane Husky is dreaming.
You got
No.
They gotta catch the bunny.
Please post pictures.
And then I guess for the people that are still in the room, Contagious looks, probably due to the circumstances, eerily calm about the whole thing. Not really quite as shooken as other people seem to be. Shooketh.
Okay.
But yeah, I will walk outside to see if I can find Awen.
It probably takes you a minute to find her. I don't know the specifics of the house, but I imagine she went out the door and went to like the side of the building, and you find her like sitting on the ground against the side of the building, like in like lockdown mode, or maybe not like that, but like very much, yeah, fetal positions, like lying down, but like, yeah, you get the gist. And she's counting out loud,
you get the sense that she is trying to calm down.
I'm probably just gonna like hop a squat like a foot away, but near her,
Yeah.
and just kind of wait, not really saying anything, letting her. Yeah, they're just making it obvious he's there, but not
Right.
interrupting.
Awen, as you are kind of closed in on yourself, is your locket tucked away or is it out and open?
That's a good question. I don't know. Well, let's roll about it.
Okay.
Let's roll about it. I like that.
Evens out, odds in.
Okay.
So it's tucked in her shirt.
Okay. As you are closed in on yourself, out of your peripheral, I mean, I don't think that you'd just be looking straight down your shit. And if you do, no judgment. I do it all the time. But
Just taking stock.
yeah, they're still. You just gotta make sure they're still there sometimes. You would notice, you'd feel it first. There's
Right.
not a warmth radiating from your vial. What you feel is a slight vibration, steady. As that draws your attention, what you see next is not the normal soft emission of light, but an erratic flashing silver, red, blue, green, black, red, blue, black,
Fuck, guys.
silver, green.
Awen.
Eh.
I think this happened just as she was starting to like come back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. She takes the chain off of her hand and says out loud, like looking up, like, what does this mean? Obviously not really expecting a response. Before looking over to Contagious. I don't know what this means.
I take it that's a new thing?
Altogether. Yeah. It's flashed 102. The flash typically. Let me double check something before I say something wrong.
I gotta check my notes.
Corner. Beep 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 beep.
I keep saying on my TikTok, when you die, or like say after you die, it's just like you're just in time for the show and fucking Avicii is playing,
Oh my god.
which is so tragic, but that is a concert I would kill to go to.
Would be pretty badass.
The erratic flicker tends to mean something's trying to come through, but it's not, but never all at once. She kind of like shakes her head. You woke up, we all woke up at the same time, but did you experience
Doggy.
Poppers, you're so handsome.
his name is
Um,
Clyde.
Clyde, I
Mm.
love Clyde. I'm just gonna move in with your parents for their animals.
As she's asking this, Contagious is just gonna kind of hold out his right hand, palm up, with the crystal just kind of above his hand, like a really thin feather-like design. It's just kind of like waving back and forth. I think we all got one.
Oh, there's no more pretending that this is coincidence.
Doesn't seem like it. That doesn't have to be a bad thing, though, does it? I mean, if it was just coincidence, then we could have just been the people who stumbled upon it and fucked it all up. But if we're supposed to be here, I don't know. That's a little comforting, I guess.
I guess. Or it means that there's someone pulling strings that hopefully they'll do it in our favor.
I have a feeling there's probably strings pulling in multiple directions. I guess we just gotta follow the right ones.
It looks like she's like trying to find words and they're just not coming to her. I'm fine if you wanted to go back inside. Just needed a moment.
That's fair. If you need some time, we'll be inside.
Wait. Oh. And then she remembers that she threw the... I woke up with something in my hand as well. It seemed like the others did.
Yep.
I don't like that.
It's definitely not normal. But normal hasn't really been the theme of this journey so far. God damn. Don't eat the stone.
Can't lose it.
Rock candy.
Can't lose it if in belly.
You can eat it, but you can't have soda with it, alright? You can't mix Pop Rocks and soda. It's bad for you.
Now I want to watch Urban Legend. Jacobs, well, they are outside, and Rick, you followed after Contagious as well, correct? To check on Awen?
I would have picked it up and then kind of like stood at the door,
Okay.
maybe waiting for them to come back.
Alright. So as Rick is double fisting in the doorway, Jacobs, is there anything that you're doing?
Oh my god.
Double fisting in the doorway.
Should be like a title for an album or something. I would listen to it.
No, he's not really doing anything.
Please.
Probably just poking around.
Okay. Please give me a history check.
Emotional damage.
Give it to me?
Jacobs.
Oh, please, 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 please. Yes! Finally! Fucking finally!
You know this name. You do not know where you've heard it or how you know it, but there is a painful familiarity to it. And though the vision of the person above the surface of the water was blurry and slightly obscured, you know that this form matches identically to the silhouettes of the person from the vision you had in the tunnels. The face, much like the name, feels familiar, but cannot be placed.
Okay. He's gonna look at it again and drop it in the bag.
How heavy are the shards?
Surprisingly light, but quite sturdy. Less than a pound.
While they're outside, Rook will be like scouring around for something that weighs relatively about the same. Be like a, I don't know, something in the house, and he'll just start juggling.
Oh, I thought you were gonna try to dupe Awen and keep hers.
He's waiting for you to get. He's gonna give it back, but he's just gonna start juggling them.
Shits and giggles, give me performance, please.
And if Awen didn't have anything else to say, Contagious would head back inside at this point.
Yeah, she would say she'll be shortly after.
Fuck your lucky, dude. Fuck your luck. you nailed it.
Yeah,
Who just somehow managed to one-handed juggle? It's really impressive, actually.
Around 26?
Yeah.
I'd say you'd be able to at the 26th. Fuck it.
Contagious back in at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently we have a whole day to kill, so what are we doing?
I was gonna say, is this morning?
Yeah.
I'm juggling to the rhythm of the song. By the way, that's in my head, or that's in my whatever,
I guess,
wherever it's
yeah.
coming from.
Well, I guess it gives us a day to figure out what the fuck just happened.
I don't really care. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. No,
Can we
nobody.
take the time to attune to these first before we go anywhere?
I will. But I would also suggest we probably don't do anything really today, so that we don't stall another day doing what we plan on doing by getting into some mess.
Agreed.
Awen will silently come back through the door and just start kind of like collecting her things. Like she's preparing for the day to get moving.
Rick will hand off the earth stone back to you.
Thanks.
Rick will also ask Contagious. You've been around a lot, right? around the areas.
I mean, around this coast, yeah.
Have you seen any volcanoes? Or know of
Would I? I don't think there's. I'm trying to think if there's a volcano in this region that I would have seen. I don't think so.
No.
This is more icy region than volcano-y region. So yeah, no, definitely not.
Thanks for your help.
Poor Rick.
You're welcome.
He
I think-
slightly gets like a little agitated. Like he thought Contagious would be like the perfect person. And
I'm sorry, I haven't
You'll-
seen a volcano.
How much has
you'll see it like you'll like the red thing, the red shard that he's holding onto will like start to like slightly glow maybe,
Oh, I totally deleted my map of favor.
and then it'll fade away.
See it?
How much has Jay traveled since being on the material plane?
Let me double check our notes. How long has he?
About 2 years.
2 years. Okay. I would say that a lot of the wandering prior to meeting with the matriarchs and the troop would have been, I don't know if kind of like aimlessly would be the right word, but I feel like more aimless prior to meeting the troop. And let me bring up this map.
Ooh.
Would Jacos have stuck more to urban areas, or would he have been more inclined to stick to places that were more rural?
Definitely urban areas.
Okay, that's what I thought too, but wanted to double check. So let me share this. Bring this up.
Apes.
Oh my gosh, come on. I would say a lot of it probably would have been traveling like close to the coast. So I would have said like you could have traveled from as far south as like Baldur's Gate, as far north to Waterdeep, potentially Neverwinter, prior to kind of venturing out and meeting with the matriarchs. So that's a good chunk of land. So, Baldur's Gate is way down here. If I can get this. Where's that? Nope. I'm gonna draw some little things on here.
The map that you sent out is completely blank for me.
Is it? Okay, it might take a minute. Because it's a big map that I imported. So it may take a minute.
Yeah, I also have interactive map up on Google.
Okay. Okay. So you can see Baldur's Gate and the whole, like, coast.
Yeah.
And then, of course, anywhere else that you feel that he would have traveled beyond that in the 2-year span.
Okay.
So once we've attuned to these, we know what they do, right? We take the time to like attune and identify
Correct.
them.
Yes, save for the locked or hidden features. Those
Right.
you guys won't know until that comes to play. But I wanted to make sure you guys had them.
But does I was gonna ask Awen, but I looked up and she's gone. Awen!
It's break.
Awen!
Ah! Mom!
Ah!
Meh! Mum!
Mama! Mama! Dude, I used to do that to my mom all the time.
Me?
She
The
hated
fact
it
that she
all.
did not murder you is a blessing.
Oh, in so many ways.
Unwanted.
Yeah.
For what crimes?
You said,
Yes.
for what? You said Awen looked like she was like getting ready to leave, or just.
Like she was packing up. She was like, okay, this is happening. You know, not like she was going to leave in that moment,
Okay.
but
Guys, I'm not-
yeah, no, definitely not that. But
With Awen back in the room, Contagious will kind of like reiterate what he had said a couple moments before. Since it's probably not a good idea to get in any trouble before tonight, might be a slight blessing we get some time to, I don't know, decompress, figure out what the fuck just happened.
how far is it to from where we are to the hills that we're trying to?
Thank you, Frank.
To
About.
the quarries.
Yeah, that's
so
what we're-
the
right?
closest quarry that you guys had traveled to. Well, the one that you guys had traveled to was, I believe, like 6 to 8 hours away. There's one that's a little bit closer now that you guys have a map to look at. That's about 2 hours traveling on foot. Going to some of the deeper quarries and deeper into the summit hills can range from 1 to 2 days if you're traveling on foot.
But at least where Gus said he saw like people gathering isn't that far, right?
So what
No.
he didn't say that he saw them gathering, he saw them heading out in that direction.
Okay.
So we don't really know the end location, but we know where to start following them, which is right on that northern large path
Can we
place,
go
right
see-
above where we are.
Can
Huh?
you see what this building is? Can we go? Can we go see that? Can some of us go see that?
Yeah, sure, if you wanted to.
I was gonna say, everyone will say, I think we should get on the road and get as far as we can before night comes.
Well, we
And
don't know where we're going until they start moving, right?
He'll pull out the map and there's like, there's a house, a building right up here. Do we know what that is?
do we know what that is? We passed it a few times, right?
No, not up there.
Oh.
Up next to the compass.
Yeah. I don't know, have we not gone down that way yet?
You
I
guys
think we
have-
only would have done that once when we were heading out to get the kid.
Yeah, that was the first time that you guys left town to go towards the quarries where you guys did meet Garrett and the Necromancer Cave, all that good stuff. Or not the
And
Necromancer
the
Cave,
map.
the Bear Cave.
Bear Cave. The map that the Valavos gave us isn't conveniently labeled.
Not with the buildings and stuff.
Worth a shot.
Since
Hard
we
to try.
don't know directly where they're going, can we go see if we can hide out at this place or near this place? Because
Not a
this
bad
is the
idea.
road that Paul said they were traveling.
Or maybe find something further up the path that we can hide in.
Yeah. At least couple hours walk at the most. At the most, couple hours walk.
Do we want to get the cart from Swinging Sword? How far do we think we're going, and do we want to do it stealthily or
We
quickly?
probably want to be kind of stealthy if we're going to be following them. I think the cart would draw too much attention. And I could be completely wrong, but
We have
I don't
until
think they're
Sunday.
going that far.
Oh,
If they're doing this often, I assume they're coming back to town. So I would
yeah.
assume they're not going terribly far if they're leaving at night and coming back.
Unless they
But-
do it in shift.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
That's just a
some of them
guess.
Go out,
but-
some of them come back.
Best guess, I would say they aren't going more than a couple hours.
Let's go see what that building is and see if we can hide in it. Or near it.
All right.
Can we
So-
take just a little bit of time before we do that? So that I think Rick wanted to attune to his thingy as well. Maybe just, I don't know, cook something up before we head out.
Like while you guys are having breakfast or something, discussing plans. Yeah, absolutely. Is everybody going to be attuning?
Awen, yeah, no, Awen doesn't.
Jacobs, you said no.
Correct.
Okay. Our boys, the other two boys.
Yo,
100%.
2/3. So cat.
Oh, and by the way, where the fuck is Jin? Did anyone see
I haven't seen much of the guy.
Jin leave?
I don't know. I didn't. He just woke up and that was there.
And Awen, the door would have been locked still when you went to get fresh air.
She brings that up. We don't
Maybe.
think-
I'm gonna go pick up the feather. You said there was like one black feather, right?
Correct.
I'm just gonna kind of hold it up. Maybe he's like Jacobs, and this is his summer form. I'm just gonna kind of like twist the feather around.
Maybe he sleeps invisible.
With Rick saying that, I'm gonna start waving the feather over where the dust pile left behind is to see if I hit anything.
You're a
No.
lizard, Harry.
I can't remember. I know I wrote it down, but did Awen see him do the whole like teleport thing?
You, I believe, would have seen the aftermath, because he had appeared either right next to or in front of you.
But when Jin was given his kind of like little introduction, I think somebody asked him like 3 different things, and he said, "Well, a little bit of all of it."
He's got a lot
I
of
think
tricks.
Yeah, so Rick would think that he could possibly go invisible.
Let's just hope. That was voluntary? I don't know.
I'm just gonna stick the feather in my bag.
Rick will cast Mage Hand and just start poking around too. Slightly slapping the air.
Fight invisibility with
Ow!
invisibility.
No, just kidding. There's no trace, no response, nothing.
2 people in as many days. We're fucked.
Rick's gonna keep the Mage Hand out, kind of resting on his shoulder.
Does it look like one of the hands that was freaking out Contagious?
No,
Dang.
it looks like the hand from Super Mario, or not Super Mario, Super Smash Brothers.
I don't know. That thing could be kind of creepy too. Starts doing like that bleh, walking around thing. I don't like it.
I like the idea of that sounds
Alright, so you guys are going to go and check out that building after attunement and feud.
To attune or not to attune?
Yeah.
You doing it?
I'm doing it!
You're doing it, Peter.
Oh, goodbye, Fantasy Grounds.
Are you shitting me?
Did it really?
Mine's
Mine's freezing.
Oh, mine just loaded the map. I wonder if the map
I was
loaded
gonna
on
say,
yours
try
and
closing
just
the
like
map out. Yeah.
broke it.
My like when I go onto the window, it just has the loading circle thing.
Okay, let me bring that back up then to unshare.
No, don't mess with it. I'm fine.
You know what? Denali, that might be a good map to share outside of Fantasy Grounds.
I have like 3
And,
times.
like, Oh, well then,
Yes, I think we have it somewhere.
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't pull that one back up.
Now I'm gonna pull it up every
Uh,
session. I'll do what I want. No, I'm just
It-
kidding.
Oh,
It took like 10
flashbang
minutes to
through the
load
door.
for me.
I always forget, so let me unshare it.
yes,
when we-
we're going to investigate that building.
What's up?
Let's go.
Yeah. When we leave the house, is this house at least 10 feet tall?
Yes.
Here we go.
Is there, does it look like there's like a ladder or something easy to climb this house with?
No.
Fuck it, I'm gonna try. So when we go outside, Contagious is gonna get really excited for a second and go, wait, guys, I gotta try this. And I am going to try to climb to the top of the house. I know what I'm doing to myself here, but I'm gonna try to climb to the top of the house.
Rick will kind of pull on your pants a little bit. Are you sure?
What the fuck? No, get out. Yes. And I'm gonna try to climb onto the roof.
Just climbing up the walls?
Try to find something to get handholds to climb up to it. Yeah.
Okay, I'd say that there are some. Go ahead and give me an athletics check, please.
Bam.
That'll
There
do
we go.
it.
Damn.
So this time, it looks easy. Yeah, parkour. Easy as shit.
It's not a tree, guys. He's got this.
And while I'm up there, I'm gonna get everyone's attention. Like, guys, I gotta see if this works.
Do a backflip.
I'm going to jump off the house,
Anything else?
and I'm gonna do like belly flop style, and see what happens when I go to hit the ground, due to the effect of my thingy.
You say like your intentions are of this?
Huh?
Nope.
He just says,
Oh my
hold my
gosh.
beer. So
Oh my god.
how do you go about activating this? How do you use this shard to cast now that you know what it does? And then I'll
So, I'm actually not using it to cast,
I didn't know my
but it's
computer. was
passive.
saying-
Yeah.
oh, let
You
me
can
double
copy.
check. Sorry, all of this is new.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay. Do-do-do.
Specifically,
So,
the second part of this is what interests me. I want to know how this plays out.
So the passive part of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first and foremost,
You're just gonna hover off the ground, aren't you? Oh
go
my
ahead
gosh.
and roll 1d6 for me.
Don't make me waste a spell slot, dude.
6. All right. Now go ahead and roll another d6 for me.
Oh, jeez.
Beautiful. So, as Contagious scurries up the side of the house, looking giddy and excited, and tells you guys, check this out. You watch as he puts his arms out and just leans over to free fall from the roof of this building. I should have made it 20 feet tall. This would be great. You watch as he hits the ground, and there's a thud, but it's lighter than you would anticipate it to be for a 10-foot fall and someone wearing his heavy armor. As he
Oh my God.
stands up, there's just a slight split in his lip. Unless you flavor this differently, I imagine you just embracing it like face first, flat out, like.
No, the second part is what interests me. Because it says, It
Oh
has a
my
specific
gosh.
clause there.
You are.
That
you
is
know
what interests me the
Sorry,
most.
I made these today like an hour and a half before
Oh,
our
you're good,
session.
you're good.
So okay, so going back, you watch as he spreads his arms out. Sorry, when you said the second part, I was looking at the once per long rest. Took me a second to process. And as he's falling this 10 feet from the top of the roof, there's a gust of wind that almost seems to whoosh under and lift him up as he falls, landing on his feet. You have basically taken 2 points of bludgeoning damage. So just a slight landing on your foot wrong. Tweaking your ankle a bit, nothing substantial. But defying physics lands.
He's
on
gonna
his
land with
feet.
like a little flare, just like ta-da. I'm just gonna stumble on his foot a little bit, but then
We now have
He
to
has
get
a-
him a capabilitying.
It has a sad minor illusion of Contagious just falling face first into the ground. It's
Wait.
over. Like Morph in Treasure Planet.
Oh my gosh. Point of inspiration.
Awen looked like she was prepared to cast something, and then she puts her hands down.
I'm just gonna kind of like I'm holding onto the stone in my right hand. I'm just gonna kind of look at it and go, "Dude, these are thick."
I fucking love it.
But I will always land on my feet now, and that's awesome.
Yes.
And he keeps
He
walking.
is now cat-tagious. Blah, blah. Also, if there's anything with your shards that you want to kind of like edit or have a discussion about or anything like that, please let me know. I don't homebrew a lot of stuff, so this is an attempt at that. But I want to make sure you guys are happy, so just something to keep in mind. But
Wait,
yes.
he's very much turning this into a show, partly for his own entertainment, but partly to try to like lift the spirits of everybody who seems very, you know,
Awen
trauma filled.
puts on a smile.
Does it reach her eyes?
Just
I don't
dead
know how you
smile.
insight check.
I'm walking away.
It's a customer service smile.
It's a people pleaser smile.
Relatable.
And just kind of like look around to the like muted reactions to it. Just be like, all right, we can go now. And just start walking.
Oopsies.
Can we take a tiny little
I like that they're. Oh,
house?
sorry,
What were you
I
gonna say?
can't hear you.
Speak louder.
If I do, I'm gonna be fucking screaming.
It's okay.
Do
The
it.
parents aren't home.
We walk over to the house.
So, you guys see as you draw near, this appears to, let me hang on here.
You're going kind of in and out, just so you know your audio.
Am I? Hold on. How about now?
What was that?
Good.
Okay, let me make sure this didn't fuck up. It's been raining and storming today, so it might be weather related. I don't know. Am I okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's better.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I don't know why I said thank you, but good to know. Okay. So where this square is, save for the houses, that little plot of land, is a patch of farmland. You see that it's got just some simple stuff. You see it's got weeds, some lettuce, there's some tomato plants, things, just a nice little simple farmland.
Oh no, it's happening.
Yeah.
So you're still cutting. It
Oh my
could
God.
be.
Let me leave Discord and come back. I'll be right back.
Looking like a double-wide surprise.
I always forget about that. God damn it.
Crap out of Leah earlier.
Is this better?
Yeah.
It also could be your input sensitivity. Might be a little bit too high.
Shouldn't be, because I haven't messed with it. Let me go and double check real quick. Yeah, it's on automatic. Let me turn that off. Is this better?
Yep.
Okay. Let's try this out. Okay, so this is a little simple farming property. That building itself, the one right here. Thank you for moving that. I always fucking forget about that thing. Is a little farmhouse. You see that attached to it, there's a small, almost what looks to be a barn. And then behind that are some chicken coops. The farmhouse itself has a wide porch with a rocking chair. Do you guys approach? How would you guys go about this?
Does it seem to be residential? Wait, sorry. This
What?
is totally unrelated. I just realized in the map, the 4 corners are the 4 sigils.
Oh, what the shit?
What the heck?
That's some Inception
Oh
shit
my god,
right
and
there.
the compass rose is the thing above it.
Mm-hmm. Point of inspiration.
How the did you see that?
I was just looking at it and I was like, I don't even know what I was saying.
Dude, and I've like looked at those specifically like 100 times. And
Wait,
while
hold
I'm
on.
just
Where did
skating
we get
around-
this map? Where did we get this map from? Who did we get this map specifically?
Oh,
Did
it's
anybody
it's,
remember?
it's not the game or not the map that your characters have. It's just the map on Fantasy Grounds.
Oh.
Rick's
Darn
like,
it.
we cracked the fucking case, man.
Yes.
We know where to go.
Yes. Kill the Valavos.
I was gonna say, the map came from the Valavos. That would have been crazy.
Can you
Sorry,
imagine?
I don't know what I
it's
was-
little Garrett behind it the whole time.
Yeah. I don't know
Good.
what I was
We're gonna
saying.
kill that guy in that,
completely derailed me.
You were asking if it looked residential. And it
Oh.
does.
Okay, so
Jay's gonna take a few more dozen feet up the large path to try and get a 180 of it. There's any good hiding spots that's not directly in the house.
Let me share this other map with you guys.
we're not gonna let Jacobs lead the social approach, are we?
Why not? He did
What could
so
go
well last
wrong?
time.
Jacobs is gonna case the place.
So, going up a little bit further on the large path, it's not too far before the outskirts of town turn to forestry and foliage, and begin to lead into the Somber Hills. So there would
Did
be
you
a
mean
lot
to
of-
give us the DM version of that
Oh,
map?
Did not.
just double
Thank
checking?
you.
I was like, that
You
looks
screenshot
different.
already. I'm just kidding.
Metagaming will be punished. Let me reshare the right one. Thank you.
I was like, that's a lot more X's.
Yes. Don't mind the man behind the curtain.
Well, luckily for you, I have whatever the opposite of a photographic memory is, so
Awesome.
already forgot everything.
Yeah. I've got the retention of a soap dish, so same.
I'll try to forget.
You made me
That's a
think it's
good one.
super bad. People don't forget. What was that?
I'm gonna have to remember that retention of a soap dish.
Retention
Earth
of a
doesn't
soap
forget.
dish and the IQ of a goldfish.
Yeah, so he's gonna walk up maybe about right here to try and see like all around the house.
Okay. You would see that there's, the forestry back here, the foliage here on either side. Short of that in the buildings, unless you wanted to go further down the path into the forestry and the tree line there. Not really anything super great for a vantage point outside of the house.
And from where I'm standing, can I see Gus's house?
From where you are standing, from
Yeah,
further
like
up,
the eighth.
from up here, yes, you can.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we could always just go a little further down the path. The hills start up pretty quick. We could find something to hide behind, camp out and wait.
Sounds good to me.
Does this foliage look large enough to hide all four of us?
Yeah, it would be.
Can I discern if it would hide us well?
It's enough that it would be enough of a little thicket, so to speak, that you guys would be able to be in there and be out of sight. And if you wanted extra security, you guys would have time to kind of like situate things and manipulate the brush there and the trees there to help provide some extra cover.
Is there any way we could have left the note for Jin before we just ditched?
I completely forgot that I always get confused with Jin and Jin, and I was going to say she's dead, so no. The day is early enough that if you wanted to go back and leave a note for him, you could.
Okay.
I'll figure
Rick will
it
help.
out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, screw it then.
Perception checks from everybody, please, just to see if it beats your passives. Excuse me.
No, fuck you.
What is your passive? 17.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
I'm a guidance mine too for funsies because I don't use that enough. Never fucking.
Something that you guys would notice during your moving around town and your conversations and setting up your camp in this little thicket there, there's a raven that watches and follows when you guys stop to have a conversation or to set up or check things out. It perches atop a roof not too far off, or lands in a tree and watches, occasionally giving a caw at you, its head cocking side to side. Just watching. Ever
I'm
present.
definitely gonna try and get it to come to me.
I'm gonna start waving the feather at it if I see it.
Go ahead and you can both give me either animal handling or persuasion if you were trying to do so with the feather.
Guidance?
Who?
Uh-huh.
15. Okay. So, with the 15, Jacos, the raven will come over just out of arm's reach. And if you were to try and reach for it or grab it, it would hop back, just staying out of your reach. With an 18, Contagious, give me a dexterity save.
Oh no.
It's gonna take its feather back.
It's okay, guys. I'm great at these. It wasn't terrible.
And let me bring this back. other away just in time as the raven swoops in and tries to grab it out of your hands with its talons,
I
its claws.
We don't gotta terrorize the pigeon.
As it misses, it gives a caw before going just out of arm's reach of Jakos again.
I want to so badly.
Is that what you are wanting to do, Rick?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand. 16. With a 26, the raven takes to the sky and perches atop of a tree and watches. And when it caws next, you can swear it's laughing at you.
Stupid bird.
No, it was good. I enjoyed it. Did you guys hear CJ's crow sound?
Here?
No.
Do it again.
Do it. No, it's not coming
It's
through.
not picking up.
Oh no. It's really good.
But I
We're trying
appreciate
to
the effort.
try it. You can do it louder. It's just Leah.
No.
It's very
No.
faint.
Oh, well, you'll just have to take my word for it.
I believe it. I was gonna say Pixar didn't happen, but you're literally on camera. Okay. So you guys are setting up, and the raven stays. Rick, are you going back to the house and leaving a note for Jen?
Nah.
No?
Screw it.
Okay. Screw it. Okay. Once you guys are situated, is there anything you guys want to do to pass the time, or do we just want to pass the time? Beautiful.
Want to play that game again, Contagious? Whatever we played before.
I was saying, I'll probably bring out the dice kit, but just to play like basic games with to pass the time.
Who's in my
Yeah.
mouth? Sorry. Player message, give me just a moment. And Rick, I
I'm
see
about to
yours,
edit
but I'm
it.
gonna get back to it after.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about that until. Sure.
Or something, even if she doesn't have screws, you know, something to that effect.
I'm gonna take some time just bring out the stone and look at it. Not attuning, but just looking at it.
And as you look at it, those silvery veins in it, the longer that you look at it, if you were to look unblinking, it almost begins to look like those veins are the waves of the ocean moving in the stone itself.
Not her levels by Vici stuck in my head.
Did it to yourself.
I did. It's a good song though. Better than a French just making a tennis racket.
Stealth checks from everybody, please.
Advantage because we prepped the space.
I've lowered the DC.
Hey, people with guidance.
I didn't
guidance.
I used it on me.
I was gonna say you can only guidance him or yourself.
Help me.
We said stealth.
Go ahead and hit advantage and then reroll contagious. Because you're not
Oh, no.
moving, you're just getting situated to stay hidden.
I would,
Well,
if I were to use Misty Visions to make the brush look more dense, could I get myself advantage and or lower the DC more?
Absolutely, you can roll with advantage. 16, 13. We'll go with the 15 since the first roll with disadvantage was better than that second one.
Yeah, I was like, that seems like my kind of luck.
Jacobs just disappears, by the way. Jacobs is
Damn.
gone. He pulled a Jen. Donde the fuck está? Like,
Monday
just
the
gone.
fuck is
Just gone. Very, very cool.
That's great.
Okay, let me bring this up. Sorry, I have so many pages of notes because I never know what direction people are going to go with campaigns. For one session, for one section of where my Tuesday group is at and where they could potentially go, I have 22 pages of notes just to give you an idea of, yeah.
The plight of the DM.
It's
I don't know.
hard not
I
to
don't know why you would have a problem with us. I feel like we're the most predictable, straightforward group you could possibly have.
My
Yeah, but now we're getting to the
We're
point
taking
where,
the most efficient path possible to get where we're going.
which is just sitting with the car in park. I'm so sorry.
Look who decided to come home. Hold on.
Did you say hold on?
I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be in like 4 or 5 different towns by now.
Nah.
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 Ah. It's just like whenever I play any kind of RPG, like video game RPG, I gotta make sure I have every chest, broken every barrel, and found every secret before I leave any area. Then we go to the next one.
And then where did my roll go? Okay, there we
You used
go.
to do that in Pokemon. You used to go to a city and do literally everything in that city before moving on.
So,
First run is for the story. Second run is for all the secrets.
Yeah, fair.
So, as the day dissipates with the sun settling behind the hills, that face, I need to see what was just posted. I'm sorry. Give me just a moment.
Fuck.
It was the
It's
reaction.
Peter from the Hunger Games. When he camouflages.
Oh god, I just wasn't ready for that.
Hmm?
That is Jacobs. Right
It might help
there.
with the Wi-Fi. It's up to you.
Oh my god, the material girl. That kills me.
It's all I can think about every time we talk about like the material plane. I'm just like, that's immediately where my brain goes.
Excuse me. Perception checks from everyone, please. All conversation and movements from you guys fall still with the night.
You're gone.
The air is thick.
Hey, went wrong skill.
Oh, thank you. Thank God.
Yeah, baby.
we're all keeping our eye out and we're just looking down. Ooh,
It
a
just
leaf.
got worse. Ooh, something shiny. We're in a bush, guys.
We've
No.
had a day, guys. Let's leave her be.
18,
Glory be, so.
11,
How did you get worse?
8. All right. Eowyn, still kind of plagued from the visions and the newfound patterns of your vial. While you are trying to be attentive, it's hard to keep your mind from wandering. As night falls, everything is still. No wind, no crickets. Occasionally there's the distant hoot of an owl further down the road. You lay low in the thickets and wild grasses, watching the narrow dirt path. There's a thin sliver of light that casts just enough light for those of you without dark vision to see enough.
I'm gonna inspo. I want to see if I can get a nat 20 because I really
Okay.
want to see something. Okay, definitely better.
Yeah, it is much better.
Anyone just slaps herself in the face and it goes, I got this.
Yes, that and the hooting of the owl kind of snapped her back into it.
You're like, wait, where's Jacos?
Still gone. Still peated.
Heated.
Peter, the horse is here.
Peter.
Peter.
You doing it, Peter? You hear it before you see it. Movement. Footsteps coming from the part of the path closer to town. Soft, measured, and synchronized. 5 figures emerge from the shadows, moving with an eerie precision, almost as though they've done this dozens of times. All of them are wearing dark robes that cover their faces in shadows. And they're not walking on the path itself, but trying to stick to the shadows that are cast from the buildings and the trees. The figure in front is tall and thin. He has a staff in his hand that clicks against the dirt as he walks. But each time it clicks, there's a faint tremor that pulses through the air. Those behind him are a little bit shorter, but also cloaked and hooded. One of them is carrying a sack of sorts, and it's hard to tell, but it looks as though the bottom of the sack is slightly damp. There's something about the way that it slouches unevenly that suggests it's carrying more than just tools. They continue to walk in their synchronized pattern. When they get to right about here, if it will ping. Oh, that's
Too many
not-
maps.
not
Too many maps. Too many maps.
What'd you just ping?
the H on March.
Okay.
You see two of the 5 figures pull out and light a torch and continue walking.
Wait, did we establish before this that like we were gonna follow them, or were we just like?
That was the idea as far as I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confrontation, no. But yeah, we see where they're going.
Yeah. Okay.
The hills are pretty much as soon as they leave town, right?
Mm-hmm. As their light sources are lit, the man in front stops and lifts his hand in a clenched fist. Let me see your rolls again really quick. Awen, you would be the only one to hear this, as it is just above a whisper with your 22. As his fist is in the air, you see the back of his head turning. I am going to send you what you hear. The rest of you see that the others behind him nod without speaking as they continue moving forward.
I don't like the staff that he has. Bugs me.
Oh, could you read the message real quick I sent you, Denali? I'm not trying to metagame, but I'm also trying to understand.
That you will find out when the time comes.
When the time comes? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
After everybody nods, does everybody keep walking?
Yes.
Are you guys too warm?
Let me bring. Yes, ma'am. Derp, derp, derp. That's the DM one. Beautiful. How far behind are you guys trailing?
I think with the torches, we can trail pretty far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
don't
so-
need to be close.
We just need to see where they're going.
Beautiful. I am going to ping on the map. You're going to basically follow until they stop moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to keep our distance. Probably don't even need to see them, really, right? We're just following the torchlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you would see is I'm gonna draw. Let me reshare this. Reshare this. So you
At
guys
least
all
one
have it.
football field behind.
Oh yeah, and I was thinking more.
One football field if we start like losing sight.
Yeah, but
They go up the path for quite a bit, and then they turn off of the roadside and head over this direction.
Interesting.
Does that line up with any of our X's that we had on that one map?
I think so.
Too many maps. I keep track.
Map?
Let me double check.
The one that I believe Rick got from Jen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's JJ? We need you.
He done
I'm here.
gone.
I'm here. What's up?
This
Left
one
on it.
does not.
Yeah.
What now?
I thought it does.
Not that particular spot where they stop.
Okay.
Okay.
There will be others in this area. It's close to one of the X's. So on this map, north is to the right of the map, so you would need to turn it a little bit more. The X on the map that you guys are talking about is this one right here. I think
Yeah.
it's the one you guys are talking about, that one.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit further down here.
Okay.
Are these hills like unclimbable or are they just really steep?
A lot of they vary. So a lot of them are quite steep. A lot do go pretty high. There's just more ups and downs. There will be parts that'll be harder to navigate, but where you guys are at right now isn't too terrible.
And we transpose the X's from the one map onto this map just to make it easier.
God, I'm so bad with directions. Give me just a second. And this is just a rough. Ooh, that's way too big. This is just a rough, so they're not going to be exact on this map.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why is that one not? You can't move it. Whatever.
Yeah, let's follow them until they stop and then try and maybe get up on one of these hills.
Is there a way that we could like somehow get like an above ground advantage as we're kind of traveling behind them?
Give me just a second. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that these. I may have to adjust these as. Ooh. That was a little too far.
Being
back.
above ground does also make us easier to spot. Be spotted.
So the best place to try and get a vantage point would probably be here or here. That would require another stealth check to try and remain unseen and unheard.
Do we want to?
Well, is it, with it being 12:30, you guys want to call it here and take the week to discuss how we want to approach this before we just blind go in?
That works.
Okay. Sounds good. And of course, if you guys have any questions, I'm assuming you guys are going to talk, in the trenches, which is completely fine. If you guys have any questions or need any clarification, let me know, and I'll make sure to get that for you guys. And then I will adjust the markings on these maps. I am directionally challenged. I would get lost inside a single file hallway with no
Oh, I
exits
feel
or
that.
exits. Like, you tell me north, and I'm like, just tell me left or right at the street sign.
Yep.
It's clearly labeled. And even then, sometimes I gotta stop and think of which way is left. But I'll get that set up for you, and I will get your shards entered to Fantasy Grounds. A little gift from me to you is that while these require attunement, they do not count against your attunement slots for magic items to receive later. So technically, that gives you 4 attunement slots, but one of them can only be for these shards.
Love
Nice.
you.
So I'm going to go ahead and end my stream for those of you watching. Thank you. We will probably. Are you guys good to play next weekend?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
We will be back next weekend at 9:30 Eastern. Bye and happy Easter!
Bye. Happy
Happy
420.
Happy
Oh,
420!
happy 420! It's my brother's birthday. Bye.
Bye.